Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's me, Akil, back here. I'm actually in Odaiba, which is an area kind of on the outskirts of Tokyo. I'll show you what's going on around me. I'm here at a family event, not this event that I'm going to show you in a second. You can kind of see there's a bunch of like dance performances in the background. I don't know if you can see they're doing some traditional like taiko drum dance and stuff like that. But I'm here taking care of my family and stuff like that, just being the driver. But I got some time to make a couple videos, so I'm here to talk to you guys about one thing in the title that doesn't really get talked about that much that I think is really, really important if you're coming here to mingle and, finagle and whatever you want to do, which is, protecting yourself and protecting, I'd say, the Japanese people that you're going to be, I don't say messing around with, but associating with, because this is YouTube. But basically, what I'm trying to say is you got to, in the West, I've kind of seen a lot of materials about the lack of protection in one night kind of situations. I got to be a little bit careful how I say my words because it's YouTube, but please bring your own protection when you come here, right? Not so much for like diseases or things like that you really have to worry so much about. My main concern, well, of course, like, I don't want you spreading them, because I live here, and that's not cool. But mainly, unwanted like kids or pregnancies or things like that is something that really is a hardship for Japanese women here. And I mean, it seems to be less of an, I mean, of course it's an issue, but less of a concern nowadays is what I'm getting. Like co-parenting and baby mothers and things like that have kind of been normalized a lot more in, I'll just say, Black society, the media that I've seen. I don't know, maybe in the West in general. I'm not quite sure, but in Japan it hasn't, right? And generally speaking, like, sudden pregnancies lead to shotgun weddings, basically. I mean, it's not called a shotgun wedding here; it's called a dekichata keikon, which it means like a "oops, it happened" kind of marriage. It's like, "oop, well, I guess we're getting married" kind of thing. And so here, like, it's kind of the expectation, like, if someone, even you've been dating for a short amount of time, had gets pregnant, like, you're expected to marry that person. Now, for a lot of you guys, I know, like, if you just coming here, just hanging out for a little bit, on demon time, whatever you whatever you want to do, you might not be in that kind of thinking, like, I'm not trying to get married. I'm not. Well, then my advice is don't go raw. Okay, okay, please don't go raw. Okay, so basically that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Don't go raw. Okay, um, strap up, be safe. Just for yourself. And any situations, right? Like, just avoiding a lot of problems for you, a lot of problems for a Japanese girl, even if if it's a one night fling or a short time fling or whatever. Don't get caught up in the moment and do that. Generally, I kind of am of the mind that if you are in a short term fling, for maybe think about it, like, and the girl might not stop you. You know what I'm saying? If you do decide to do that, but you gotta think it could be for several different reasons. Maybe not just like, oh, she thought it was okay. It might be a language different gap kind of situation where she doesn't know in that moment. She doesn't might not know how to tell you she's concerned about it. And generally, Japanese women are a lot more accommodating of guys in that aspect. Not like accommodating, like, hey, do your thing, but she might hesitate to voice her opinion for her because of her personality, her upbringing, things like that, and would expect you to understand her needs and her wants. But if you just go in for it, she might not um know how to stop you in that moment, or might not have the confidence to stop you in that moment. So of course, like, there's gonna be some sleazeball dudes who's like, oh, great, better for me. But if you're that kind of guy, please don't watch my content, because if you notice, I'm actually trying to bridge the gap between you guys. Just, if you are like that type of person, then just don't even watch my content. Do whatever you want to do. But if you actually care and want to have fun, but also respect somewhat Japanese culture and Japanese people, then strap up, regardless of the getting caught up in the moment, or whatever is going on in your big head, right? The big head should follow. The little head should follow the big head. So please, take the necessary precautions. Now, I do have a really important point about this that I want to you all to understand as well, is that you need to bring your own protection here. Okay, like, don't just come here with and just think I'll just run to a convenience store and grab something. In my experience, how do I put this politely? There is a bit of a logistical difference in terms of the size of the prophylactics in this country. So, like, when I first came here as well, and I was trying to strap up, and I went. I'm next to like a Japanese BMW dealership or a factory or outlet, or it can't be a car outlet, it's gotta be something. It's like about 50 75 BMWs just parked all over here. um it seems like it's a BMW related building because Odaiba is a pretty wide open area. I'm a bit away. Let me see if I can span around and show you. You can kind of see those buildings down that way. That's more of like towards the entertainment side of it. Where I'm at is more of like an entertainment hall kind of area. So there's just like this. There's nothing here. There's nobody. There's nobody here. Like, everyone's inside doing their kind of thing. I'll just, like, I'm bringing my equipment and I'll just kind of talk to you guys. But yeah, like, when I first, so back to my story. So when I first came here, basically, I yeah, I didn't bring anything. I was just like, okay, whatever, I'll just buy. Oh snap, the Gundam robot's right over there. Oh yeah, I heard they moved it. Can I zoom in? Can I zoom in? Hold up, let me see if I can zoom in. How do I? Let me see if I can zoom in on it. Since we're doing this, I can't zoom in. But the Gundam robot can, maybe if I, sorry, I'm gonna just touch the screen. No, you can kind of see it, like, right over there. That that's the Gundam robot. I'll try and walk a little bit closer to it, and I'm going. Of course, I'm out here recording a few more videos, so which will come out, um, uh, you know, whenever they come out. So just go ahead and like and subscribe, since we're talking about this, and I'll walk over there, and when I release the other follow up video, you'll kind of see me get a bit closer to it because they moved it. They did move it. It used to be in a different area, but I heard they moved it. But where it is now is completely different than it used to be, and it looks different. I don't even know if this is the one that actually moves. It just looks like a big transformer kind of model toy. I don't even think it moves, but it still looks cool. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, yeah. So when I came here, it was like, I didn't bring any prophylactics. I didn't bring any rubbers, anything. And I remember, like, when I was first like, okay, let me get a little something, slide up in something. I gotta go to the convenience store. Let me go see what's up. And I got the big boys. I remember it was called Big Boys. I was, with a horse on the. It had like a horse on the on the cover, and I was like, all right, cool. Like, this should work. We should get the job done, man. Them things were not hitting at all. Like, yeah, it did not work at all. It was like the OJ glove trying to get that thing on, right? And so I was just kind of stuck with those for a while, and I think several years later, I think when I went back to the States, I just loaded up on them. If my advice would be, again, if I'm giving specific detailed advice, you know yourself a lot better than I do. But if you generally don't, use condoms, I would probably say get some thins, frozen thins. If you want to feel everything, which is what I did eventually on the trip back home. And if not, like, whatever size or brand or whatever is yours, just make sure you bring I won't say a lot, like, you gotta load up so you don't run out. I'm not saying that, all that, because of course that depends on a lot of different factors, but just make sure you have some handy for you, and because you don't want any unwanted pregnancies or anything like that, because a girl, she might actually like you, or something like that, or it might just be a one-time thing. But there's a huge social stigma. She probably will not end up keeping the child, and that's very going to be very traumatic for her, or things like that. Especially if you're just here for a short time and you run off or something like that. So my advice is, especially in the Tokyo area, I would say it is just, have fun, but just be respectful. Don't be a dirtbag, right? Just don't be. Come on, man. If you're watching I'm hoping that just the dudes here are just slightly dirty, okay, not like huge dirtbags and just have sprinkling unwanted babies all over the continent of Asia. Like, that would be nice. Uh, so please don't, you guys, don't ruin my faith in you guys. Strap it up when you come here, and I'm gonna go over there and I'll holler at you soon. Peace.